No. No. Why more of this game? Why? No. Yeah. This is probably fine. No. I don't want to play. Alright, it won't take me that long to like explore this game. So, seems kind of like limitless almost. It feels limitless. It's like it just goes on forever. You walk real slow, and there's like ways to walk through walls and stuff. And then once you walk through those walls, it's like you can just keep walking pretty much forever. And there's just like sort of kills me. It sort of drains my soul. All right. Anyway, let's. And like there's like a whole bunch of little readings in the areas that you are actually supposed to go to. And then those readings are like there's a lot there too. And there's like reading through them, it's a lot of effort, you know? It's like I don't want to do it. Start my timer. Well, it's going now. Stopwatch. So there's some stuff over here. There's at least one guy over here. Scriptwriter. My dream ever since I was little was to shoot documentaries, and I got into that path. I studied film and everything, and finally started to create my own documentaries. I worked on creating documentaries for years. About people, about places. I just really love to tell stories, and when I tell people this, they wonder why I didn't become a fiction writer. My reply usually was that I think the places and people we can see haven't had their stories told, so why would I tell the stories of imaginary people? Something great happened to me one day. I was in a forest recording and documenting when I came across this beautiful woman. She was a photographer from abroad, and she came here to do some sightseeing and wanted to capture some moments before she went back to her country. We started talking and discovered we had a lot in common. She saw my documentaries and practically begged me to be a part of what I was doing. I agreed immediately. I saw her pictures. B was very good at her job. Okay. One day we went on a trip to do research on the documentary we planned to work on. I assume it was supposed to be trip. On this trip, yeah, it was supposed to be trip, something unfortunate happened. A poisonous gas was leaked, and we were bother poisoned. I think it means to say they were both poisoned. I woke up in the hospital only to find out that she had died. Oh, that's too bad. It felt like a physical force that hit me. Oh wow, this story is terrible. I shouldn't be laughing at this part, but it's just the abruptness of you really didn't you didn't do the introduction well enough that I would care. It felt like a physical force that hit me. That was how painful the news was. It's tragic though. It's really horrible. I couldn't believe it, that she was gone, just like that. She had so much potential. She had only started to live. I mourned her for years. I'm 36 years old. Constantly I mourn her still. She was a bright light in my life, and I won't be forgetting her soon. Well, I was, yeah, I don't know. Wasn't that bad. Alright, let's move on. Hey, it seemed like you're kind of lost though. There's really no need to talk about documentaries or whatever. See, the documentaries was just like a distraction from what the story was actually about. It was actually about you meeting the girl in the forest. Like, the documentary part had nothing to do with it. I guess now you've become the documentary. Is that what I'm supposed to take out of that? Being in my 70s, I really just want to rest most times, but it is impossible for me to do so. I have been searching for my twin brother for a long time now. When we were 9, our parents died in the war. The war was brutal, and it had no regard for families or friends or human dignity. It tore families apart, killed friends, and reduced humans to become as animals. Yeah. It reduced humans to animals. Come on, guys. Get your shit together. Hire somebody to help you with this shit. Like, I know English is probably not your first language, but you know, there's people that can help you write this out. My brother and I ended up in an orphanage with children like ourselves, those who had no place to call home anymore. What kept us going was the hope to live a just and dignified life, and the love we had for each other. Every evening after lights out, we would discuss what real hope was to us. Did it mean a happy family or a prosperous society? After a while, an American family came and adopted my brother. We had both cried and pleaded to be taken together, but the family insisted that they only needed one child. I promised my brother I would find him someday, hugging him close to me before he left. He was always the softer of the two of us. I have been looking for my brother for years now. I have traveled far and wide and to no avail. I got a job as a teacher after I left the orphanage, and I would teach my students about happiness. What did it really mean? Was happiness a perfect society? No, happiness is a concept. It's not a perfect society. I think we mean to say is a happy society a perfect society? Or was it subjective? I taught only the concept of happiness and hope to my students. We need good people. No matter how hard I looked for my brother, my efforts proved abortive. Again with the aborting, I feel like my efforts, you're supposed to say futile. Your efforts proved futile, not abortive. What the hell? The country has no borders anymore. How is one supposed to find anything when one didn't know where to look? Yeah, sounds a bit awkward, but yeah, I guess that works. You should just use the present tense, I think. I still haven't hoped that I will find him someday. I know he's still alive. No, sorry, I still have hope. Nah, I still haven't hope. Doesn't make any. Well, that was my bad reading. But anyway, you get the general idea. All right, this is the last one out here, and then we go underground, which is cool. We're moving along. Journalist. I love my job. It gives me the chance to live different lives. I'm a researcher and a journalist, and I travel to different parts of the country, wearing different kinds of clothes. The clothes serve as my disguises, and I use them to gather information. Not the clothes, my disguise. What? The clothes serve as my disguise. Yeah, but the clothes are your disguise. That's what you just, whatever. Sometimes I'm a banker, wearing an expensive suit. Sometimes I'm a new chef, trying to find his feet in a local place. My disguises vary according to where I'm going and the kind of information I need to gather. I had to gather. I collect the kind of information I had to gather. That's fine. Yeah, no, we had a shift tense there. Did we? My disguises vary according to where I'm going and the kind of information I had to gather. I have to gather. Yeah, it's shifted tenses. I collected information for my book. The book was filled with information that was completely hidden from everyone. I printed the book and distributed them the books and you distributed them. Alright, whatever. But it seemed like things weren't going well. Yeah, things aren't going well with your grammar. There were a lot of controversies regarding the book. One day I decided to go out. I got up that morning and hugged my children before getting in my car. My last thought was that there was something ticking in the car, and before I could get down to inspect, nothing. 45-year-old journalist died in a bomb explosion. Sorry, died in a car explosion. It wasn't that bad. A bomb was rigged into his car, and it was the cause of the explosion. Investigation is still underway to find the murderer of the journalist. Some people think that the book released by the researcher could have led to his death. The police are not quitting their efforts, and justice must be discovered. As of now, there was no evidence to suggest who the killer might be. Daily News Live. What? So I died? What the fuck? Alright. Well, I should get going. Well, that was an awkward story. That's the way that I died. In a car explosion. Oh, Jesus. I shouldn't laugh at that. Not funny. Not funny when somebody dies in a car explosion. Oh, a car bomb, not a car explosion. Anyway. Activist. Wait, oh, activist. The world can be better. I believe it now. After years of my wife drumming it into my ears. I met my wife when I was 25 and wasn't looking for a relationship. I was just living my life. Doing the next thing to further my career and just hanging out with friends. Her boldness had fascinated me. She was never one to keep quiet about gender inequality, and she was always at the forefront of any feminist movement. It was beautiful to see someone stand up for something they believed in. Her passion won me over, and I'm just glad she's as passionate about me. My wife is a writer, and she has written many books about the impact of gender on society, art, and culture. She writes about how women have been looked down on and pushed aside so much that we don't even know what's right anymore. A lot of people agree with her, mostly women, and that's mostly women, and that's without saying. Mostly women, and that's without saying. Okay. She is advocating for their rights, after all. Oh, and that goes without saying, I think you mean to say. Now I'm 32 years old, and we have two beautiful children. I took up writing shortly after they were born, and I found it to be quite enjoyable. It's a great way to express myself, and it really helps to keep my mind less cluttered. Most of the things I do is to keep my wife happy. Are to keep your wife happy. She's the one with the big dreams. For her ideal future, women had to be conscious, and that is what she's working towards. That's also why every evening I would invite women to our house, and we would discuss politics, I bet that is, and economics at great length. The change begins with us. Everyone sees us as activists, but really, we just want a better world for our children, and in turn, their own children. Aww. Alright, very nice. Some of these stories are like something that actually happens, and some of them are just like, I'm a good person. The end. Instructor. He is 42 years old and a lecturer. His field is political science and international relations. For him, all ideologies are sacred, but for the ideology to be successful, the people must adopt it. He came here for a research he came here for a research a lot of years ago and married an instructor. Also, he came here for a research project. Then he settled here. That part was my mistake, but the other parts were the bad grammar, as you can see. He used to He used to organize seminars with his wife every week and educate the society. All ideologies are sacred. And educate the society. Alright. I don't know what to say about that. All ideologies are sacred. That's what I believe. All ideologies are sacred, but for the ideology to be successful, the person must adopt it. Any wise government or person in power knows that the real power is in the hands of the people. Once the majority of a population can agree on something, it is as well as done. Even the Bible accounts that God had to stop people from cooperating to build a tower that reached to the heavens. And that is because there's almost nothing that can stop a large group of people who have set their mind on something. This country isn't my birth. What was I saying? This country isn't my birth country, but I've decided to settle here. I came here for a research about 15 years ago, and it was a fruitful experience. Research project? I feel like we're repeating here. I met my wife the same year, and I decided to stay back and see where my new path might lead. She was an instructor, and we always had lots to talk about. We shared our views concerning different issues and never ran out of topics to talk about. This one is killing me. I fell in love with her gentle spirit and confidence. She was so sure of herself, and it was a trait I admired so much. After about 2 years of us dating, I asked her to marry me, and she said yes. She made me a happy man that day. I'm 42 years old, and I still hold dearly to my beliefs. My wife and I hold seminars every week, and we educate the society. Oh, Jesus Christ. You're killing me. It is our way of giving back to the world. If people's views were changed for the better, this world can progress and finally see some real development. Can this game world do that? Because I would like that. Okay. Let's keep going, I guess. I'm almost done with this one, because like once I finish exploring this area, I'm just going to quit. And then we'll go the other way next time. I have always been a curious person. My parents said that as a child. Were your parents a child? I asked the weirdest questions. Oh no, sorry. My parents always said that as a child, comma, I asked the weirdest questions. Alright, the comma shouldn't be there, but other than that, it wasn't that bad a sentence. I wanted to know why everything was the way it was. I don't think it's something I can control. There's just this urge to understand things around me. I grew up in a world destroyed by people. Broken down buildings and structures everywhere, and I just wanted to know how it all went wrong. How a seemingly perfect society could have been reduced to this. It all boiled down to people. That's what I discovered. People hate being caged or feeling like they want their freedom. And they don't know that the rules exist for a reason. It's to protect us from ourselves. Without rules and laws, there would be mayhem. Nothing or no one to control the excesses of human behavior. It explains why the society crumbled to almost nothing. When the government was compromised, people were free to do anything and crime prevailed. Humans are inherently selfish. At 33 years old, this is what I've learned. Now I travel around and just try to see the world from other people's views. I love adventures, and there's this urge to just know more and experience more. I've seen many places, but it's still not enough. I want to find something to settle down with someday. I want to find someone to settle down with someday. My parents love each other deeply, and it would be great for me to find someone like that too. I don't know if my way of life is something anyone can put up with, though. I'm constantly on the move and never one place for a long time. Most people hate change and want stability. I know I can't provide that, but I really want to fall in love with someone and have my own family, you know? Sure. I added in the you know at the end. Got too into character. Anyway, I think we're done here. Right, that's it. We did it. Alright, that's it for this video. I'm not doing any more. Yeah. Next time I'll go the other way. I think there's a lot more of these things to read. So we got that to look forward to. Please, gods, note my sarcasm. See y'all next time.